Hi everyone. Wanted to create a quick video on how to set up a Crosser node in a Linux virtual environment using Docker Compose. Before we dig into the topic, I currently assume that you are to some degree familiar with Crosser and also have access to the Crosser control center. Before we start, just currently showing what I have done, basically nothing. I just have a blank virtual machine with Docker Compose and Docker installed. And that's more or less the starting point to really show you everything from scratch. The first starting point would be to have a look at the documentation. So just go to kb.crosser.io. And if you scroll down on the left-hand side in the user guide, you will see some installation instructions. If you move down here, you will recognize that the first thing that you need to do is to log into our Docker repository. So we can just copy and paste the commands from here. Say docker login, and then we are prompted for a username and password. This username and password you get from the Crosser Control Center. So what we do here is we go to Manage, we go to Nodes, we go to Register Node, and then we can pop up the Advanced button here. Now, this Advanced button does a couple of things. First of all, the most important thing for us, it shows us the credentials that we can use for the Docker repository. So we can just copy and paste them into our console, and hopefully that should work just fine. Great, we're logged in. Next thing is going back to the documentation and just following the next steps, which would be the Docker Compose file. Here again, we can just use the example Docker Compose file. And you can even now work with an editor and move the file to the VM later. What I will do here, I will just use an editor to create this compose file. Let me open this a little bit. So this is now this base structure, and what you see in here, as also explained, we need to replace the node ID and the access key. The node ID and access key are again generated in the Crosser Control Center. Let me disable the advanced button, and let's say we want to create a dev and test node. Let's just name this node 1 and click add. Then you get another pop-up showing that the node has been added, and then we can view the credentials. Keep in mind that this is something that you can do just once. So assuming you want to register the node now and bring it up later, make sure that you save the credentials somewhere. So I will just copy and paste it in here. That's the node ID and then the access key as well. Let's hope that this is not malformed. Okay, that's good. So that's all we need. As default, what you can see is that there is 3 ports exposed. 1990, which is the default HTTP port, which you can expose, but you don't have to. This can be used to expose the HTTP server to communicate from external systems. 9191 is a local debugging UI. Same concept, you don't have to expose it, but you can. And then there is an integrated MQTT broker as well, which you can expose and access on port 1883 as default. But we don't really care about that too much at the moment. So what we do then is we save this file. Let me see. And let's hope that I did everything correct. Yeah, looks good. So the compose file is now prepared. We have the access key and the node ID. And what we want to do then is we want to run this compose file. So docker-compose. I'm specifying the file here, but based on the file name, you don't necessarily need to. Docker compose-f compose file, and then up. And now the compose file is redirected to the image latest, which is not available on my local system at the moment. If you want to specify a specific release of the node, you would replace latest with, for example, 3.1.3 or 4.0.1, whatever type of whatever version you really want to run. As default, we always suggest to use the latest, which of course has the most recent updates, bug fixes, and features within it. Depending on the networking connectivity, that might take some time. Oh, okay. And here I actually see that there is an old container using the same node name. So I will remove this container. Let's hope that this is the right command and then run it again. Okay, this looks better. Great, so we have also some troubleshooting within this video. Now what we see is we have the starting screen right here. We see that we were authenticated, the node name is set, everything looks good. And you might have now recognized that the node is no longer available on registered nodes, but on active nodes. So the node is now online and connected